All right, folks. Welcome back to the Hindsight. Uh, the martial arts podcast where we give you advice, teach you how to defend yourself. Monday morning quarterbacking through the media events, taking it through, trying to get some wisdom from the situation, see how we could do things better for our listeners and ourselves. Let's see. In today's edition, we're going to be talking about a lady named Carolyn in Harlem, New York. She went into a bar, exchanged words with some other unruly guests, and combat soon ensued thereafter as she exited the establishment. She got hit upside the head with a bat. Was being severely.
Combat ensued.
Yeah.
Combat would require, an actual exchange of of hands, hitting, give and take. I don't know what this is combat here.
Okay, well, I think okay, Mr. Suave, you went in, so go continue.
I wasn't cutting you off. I was just adding to your ad lib.
Oh, all right.
I was ad-libbing to your little ad lib. That's all.
All right, for sure. All right. So Carolyn, as the lady calls herself, wants to be called. She was beat with a bat, and she was slashed vertically in the face with a knife. So she also, put her hands up to try to defend herself from the barrage of attacks, and something happened where, she survived the assault. NYPD came, and turns out that there was a camera in the vicinity, and one of her assailants has been identified by the police, and they think that they'll pick him up soon and be able to charge him. And of course, they get him. He's gonna roll on the other guys because everybody's snitching. If you guys refer back to the previous the previous podcast or the previous two or whatever, where Mr. Suave broke that down. So
snitching.
Yep. And so actually, you know what? Let me start. Let's go right in on the self-defense aspect of this, because a lot went on here, and I know Sensei Buddha's just itching to, talk about this.
Proverbial knowledge.
Oh yeah, because there's a lot that can be said about this situation, and she's in the bar, she has some words with the guys or whoever, then goes into the bathroom. There's an exchange in the bathroom or whatever. I'm not sure Carolyn's telling the whole story. It sounds like there was some things that were removed. I mean, this sort of thing doesn't happen just like that. But anyway, Sensei Buddha, your take, please.
Again, this is very strange. First of all, this happened at Lorraine's. That's on Adam Clayton Powell Blvd in Harlem, New York City. And this woman is 52 years old. This is a 52-year-old woman. Again, we're getting strange behavior, where people are not acting their age. But here's the deal. Allegedly, she was going into the bathroom. The man wants to go and urinate in the woman's bathroom. He wants to relieve himself in the woman's bathroom. The first and foremost question that anyone is thinking, where is the security? Anytime in any bar, any type of major venue, specialty venues, specialty parties, we always have security personnel in the bathroom. It could have been ladies, it could have been female security, it could have been a man security outside of the bathroom. There should have been security outside the club as well by the bar. You always need security. There's no such thing as everything is going to be cool and everything is going to be all right. Next, not for nothing, when someone talks about how they're going to threaten you and to not come outside, okay, I understand that. I get that. This is when she should have, in my humble opinion, she should immediately alerted the Major D, the waitress staff, waiting staff, given a positive idea of how this gentleman looked. Where was the security? She should have been able to go to the front of the club, or actually the bar, and get some security personnel. There's got to be somebody out there IDing people. There was no security staff. No managers were involved. No waiters and waitresses were involved. The bartender wasn't involved. This could have been an easy situation to go ahead and call for the police. They would have sent a patrol car by. All of this could have been avoided, in my humble opinion. But she steps outside, and then, of course, the gentleman there, not only is he there, but he has an accomplice that's off to the side with a knife. It says in the article that she held up her hand to block several of the mighty blows being swung on her by that bat. And then the gentleman comes and does a vertical line down cut on her face. This isn't a situation where undeniably self-defense would have been used, but when you're dealing with somebody and they're telling you not to come outside, look, people got to get out of that ego of saying, yeah, man, you know, I'm this, I'm that,
Yes.
male or female. You got to leave people behind. You're having a good time. And if you see that there's no security, you see that there's going to be no one to help you, then you got to go to the area spot in that bar where you can go ahead, make a call to the police, and get yourself some help. And allegedly now, with the positive identification, with the videotapes and everything, the woman has indicated that they know who this man is. So we don't know. From my article, I do not know if he's been arrested at this time. Anything else, gentlemen, you might feel to add to it? Definitely welcome to criticism.
Suave, what say you?
Oh man, this is a case. You watch the Dave Chappelle show, I guess, when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah.
Once again, I am known to bring the comedy to the situations, even though they're not all comical. You got to bring laughter and jest, even in the worst of times. So everybody listens and understands and comprehends things a little differently. So these are my views and entertainment purposes only, as always, as I say. But I guess she caught a case of that little 14-year-old ragbag who was on Dr. Phil. Dude told her, catch me outside. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is this what I'm seeing right here? He said, catch me outside. And she went outside and got lumped up.
Yes.
I don't know what... last podcast we did, I said, when they had that lovers dispute, I said that was too much age to be doing this nonsense. I saw the video. I don't know if you fellas saw the video. You guys Google, if you guys Google, listeners, you Google lady attacking Harlem with a bat or Carolyn attacking Harlem with a bat, you'll be able to pop up. So you'll be able to see the actual videos on ABC7 or a couple other sites, something like that, right?
Yeah, you'll see the news story, but they don't have any video of her getting...
No, they do have the video of her getting hit.
Oh.
Right, just hit with the bat. Yeah.
Oh.
So, right.
Yeah.
So
the article had an epic fail. My video line didn't work for that article.
Yeah, but I figured this would be enough attention that video is out there somewhere. Whether it was on World Star, you have to search the archives. But I just Googled it, and first thing that popped up, Google videos or Bing videos, and you're able to catch it, and you can just see the 11, 13 second video. All you see is the faces are blotched out. For identification purposes, what so. So it's not allegedly. You do see a man, and this is the problem I have with these cameras. As fancy as we are in this digital world, these cameras still look like ass. I didn't know that was a woman. I thought it was three men.
Oh wow.
I thought it was three men. I don't know. I don't know if because they have a face blocked out. Maybe that's why I couldn't see the womanly features, but. I saw the video, it looked like three men, but apparently that's the female. That's Miss Caroline. So you see Miss Caroline standing there. The other dude got a bat in a public area, I hate to say it, these dudes probably had to be Spanish, because I know my people be doing that reckless shit like that, running around with machetes and bats and shit. So I don't I don't know why you'd have a bat right near a club. Like, it's like you're looking for some trouble. Mm-hmm. I know there wasn't a bat on the floor. Maybe a beer bottle, yes, but not a bat on the floor. So they were parked close by. They went to get their. No, actually, This is premeditated. They went. They said, "Cash me outside." They squatted up for one little old lady. So what kind of clowns or cornballs or cowards were these?
Yes.
These dudes were cowards. And, Beat Pistol says she got slashed vertically on the hand. One of our earlier podcasts when we talked about self-defense. Sensei Buddha said, if you ever dealing with a knife, turn your hands palms facing you to avoid your vitals from getting slashed. So she did what most people do. The reaction is the opposite. They like hands to say, please stop. But if a dude got a knife, he ain't stopping. So don't even try to go against the grain. Yes. That way your vitals don't get slashed, So that's a food for thought for y'all to listen. Sensei Buddha dropping knowledge all the time. Yeah, man. Down here in Florida, they don't be having security by the bathrooms a lot of times. They have a mint guy in the men's bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's giving you mints, some cologne, and trying to give you some towels for some tips.
Yeah, he's getting his hustle on.
I'm drunk. I'm here to piss. I ain't got time for you. I'm just trying to get your hustle, but I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But even someone like that, because they're not in the female bathrooms, they're only in the male bathrooms. That's still some type of deterrent to at least they could have avoided that conflict. Mm-hmm. But I want to say we could presume maybe both individuals were inebriated, or maybe on something else. We don't know. For her to have we don't know what she said. Like Buddha Sensei said, we don't know what Sensei Buddha said. We don't know what she said. This dude does not look 52. So I don't know what kind of childish mentality this cat had. He looked like he was in his mid-30s. What are you doing attacking an old lady and threatening her with violence? Why? Yes. Where's your man card? Where's your hood card? Where is your gangster card? All that gets snatched, nigga. I'm sorry. You go to any penitentiary holding cell and they find out, because them inmates know, I don't know how, probably them crooked cops, but them inmates know what your jacket look like when you go in there. They find out you beating up on an old lady, that's your booty, that's your ass. They whip it. So I just don't see where the manness or the bravado came from to step to old lady, no matter what she said. I mean, you could have a war of words, man. You could. I've done it before. You could break someone down worse with words and intellect than you can with hands and weapons. And
that's correct.
That's like an everlasting hurt, because they think about that. They take it home and they like, damn, that nigga. Oh man, they just made me feel like I'm the worst person in the world. I am garbage. But it turned out to this assault. That's why I said this wasn't combat. This was an ambush. This was assault. This is premeditated. And in the video, you see he swung at her, hit in the stomach, then went to swing at her head. Her forearms caught it, and I guess that's when the video cut off, and I guess that's when the other dude went slashing. It's like, this is just some cowardly behavior. Two dudes going after one woman. I want to hear Sensei Buddha right after I'm done with this on some of his defensive tactics that he would have thought of. Only thing I could think of is it's a 2-on-1. It's a rough situation. You already see one guy got a bat. I don't know if the other guy was flashing or giving away that he had a knife or not. Only thing I could think is while he's swinging the bat, he was swinging the bat as someone would do in a baseball stance, swinging away for the fences. Once she saw her, and I know she's elderly, but once she saw him going for the torso, maybe try to absorb it, put that elbow to lock down on the bat, and just keep it to your side, and maybe thrust down on his wrist. Like we talked before, the wrist are some of the weakest points, and that's how people are able to rip things out of people's hands with the wrist. I mean, with the thumbs, when the thumbs is holding on to the bat or a handgun. So that could have been an option. Yeah, you're gonna take that hit on your ribs, but you would have took that one blow maybe got that bat, and you can even the odds. I can't say nothing for the knife because I didn't see that part. I don't even know where that was. Was he hitting and slicing? I don't know. I don't know how that part came about. But that's as far as the bat and self-defense. That's all I could see from the video. And even once she got hit there, she felt it. She bent over a little bit, and he went for the second roundup. When he going for the second roundup, for the bat to do damage, you need distance.
Yes.
It's like a boxer, the sweet science of boxing. Once you get in close, if you don't know how to box on the inside, you're getting smashed. So if she would have closed that distance, that bat would have been useless. Like I said, I know she's older. She done got hit once, but if she would have closed that distance when he was going for the second windup, she wouldn't have got hit with the full force. Maybe his hands would end up hitting her, and that would have stopped that, so she could have tackled him, try to spear him like a football tackle or
That's
something.
Right.
To just try to kill that advantage that he had with the bat. But no, then she probably would have got stabbed in the back. Now the little coward. But I'm glad they found one of these cornballs. And they get no credibility. They get no street cred. They get nothing. These are cowards, cornballs. Nigga, I'm not even saying see me because I would have just shot you. But yeah, don't come this way because you bringing a bat and a knife. I got a 45 ACP, 9 ACP, and other things unknown that sliced that ass in half. But anyway, let me hear Sensei Buddha tactics on this, please.
Well, you covered a lot of it. We call this blending energy or the switcheroo. The minute he swung, the best thing to do is that weapon is coming in towards you, is to get as close as you can to the person wielding the bat. And you're basically getting behind the bat. In other words, you're in front of the bat, you want to slip past the opponent, and you want to turn basically where he's facing, in his direction. This is what you see a lot of in the Aikido techniques when they blend in and they throw the person with the bat. If at all possible, keep a distance. If she could have kept distance, put a car between her, been like, hey, if you got to go out and just make sure that, you don't run all out into traffic too tough and just stay closer to a car, do that. Also, if you have a jacket, if you have to, as you're moving and you're trying to keep distance with the bat, you might have to take off your jacket and try to shield up.
Oh, the old Steven Seagal skills. Okay. All the movies coming to play now.
I'm going to tell you, it works. It really works. And also, especially if these women, when they're carrying around those big bags, those nice leather bags, those Gucci bags or whatever, or even if they're fake Gucci bags, whatever, the thing is you use that as a shield.
Excuse us, ladies.
Shout out to the pleather.
Hey, pleather all day. Hey, man. I've had wallets myself. They say it's snake skin. It was plastic snake. Come on, man. Hey.
Yeah, snake skin, roach skin, same thing, right?
Exactly. And you're trying to use something to put between you and a person wielding such a weapon as a bat. But that's when you use the Aikido energy, that blending energy, to blend in with them. If you can't blend in, that's when you got to get the thing like you're starting to move in real quick, and then you back up real quick to just get out of the distance of the range when that bat comes swinging. And you just get out of the range. Ducking, dodging, moving, bobbing, weaving, all of that is permissible. But the thing here is, as I said before, when somebody threatens you and you're going into a club, and especially if it's a lady, even me being as a man, if somebody's going to talk that, yo, son, I'm going to catch you outside, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I don't just walk outside all willy-nilly. You got to observe things. Look, I've worked in clubs, and sadly, we had to put some people out hard. And these guys would then jump in their car, and they drove by like a test run, like, okay, who's the person? They're doing a test run to see if they see the bouncer or the other security personnel who they believe jacked them up so that they can come back on another pass and then shoot you. We were very fortunate. I'm not going to name the spot, but we were very fortunate that one of our friends, we'd say, hey, man, those guys right there, we recognized them in the car. And they thought they were being slick. They went all the way down to the end of the block, and they went around the big square city block, and they thought that they could just come on back and do whatever they're going to do. We called his friend, and come to find out that friend of his, who was a cop, he was just down the block. And that law enforcement officer came, and when my man came, they pulled him over, and they arrested old boy. They arrested him. He had shit on him.
One time for the blue lights. Say do it right there.
Yes. Now that was the first time. The second time was when we was out in Long Island and we was working the spot. And this guy, it was really bad. It was a big old fight on the inside of the club. We got all of them out. We, to our dismay, we were able, because we worked as a team, we got all these fools out. So then they started to break up into fights outside. Our thing was just clear them away from the club. If you want to fight away from the club. This one dude called his people. They came around in their car. He pulled out a revolver. It was time lapse. I couldn't gauge. I couldn't see. I couldn't gauge the size of it. But he comes running with his arm down. And again, we were very fortunate that the owner of the establishment had law enforcement buddies. They called him when that guy jumped in the car. The law enforcement was right on his neck. They looked through his car. They found it. They had everybody in that car cuffed up right there on the hood of the car. And I was like, yes, this was good. Because you need that in this instance. You need that because why? Now we're going to know who the identity of these people are. So if they want to come back and try to do some type of revenge thing, you're going to be the first suspect we come after, buddy. You're the first one. But 9 times out of 10, when they're caught with, a felony possession of a firearm, it ain't going to be but a couple of years, when they're going to come back. And by that time, usually you're gone from any type of security establishment, or, maybe the place closed down, whatever. But the thing is that, whenever it comes to people threatening you, and you got security that's supposed to be on the outside, you're supposed to have people maintaining the crowd. And again, this is a local hood spot. I don't hang in local hood spots. I worked a local hood spot. It was the dumbest thing that I did for 1 month. Okay.
You wanted that action. Stop lying. You wanted to see them hood rats like, hood rat is looking fine today, but I gotta deal with all this drama. Stop it, Sensei. Stop lying, Sensei.
Check it out. I'm glad you brought that up. At this place that I had worked for the 4 weeks, there was a nice gentleman there who owned a business. His wife jumped off on some ratchet stuff and started with dealing with one of the patrons in the bar. These two were married. So basically, he was out here trying to hunt all the bars in the local area looking for his wife who was hanging out with this dude. This dude finally tracked her down, and she happened to come to my spot. And I was like, oh, man. The minute I saw when I came on for duty and I saw her sitting at the bar, I said, no. I was like, here we go. I said, we got to get her out of here. But, of course, telepathy's a mug. This dude comes in, and he starts to talk with her. So I'm, off to the side, just making sure that he don't swing on her. They were like, you know what, Buddha? Don't touch him. We know this guy. He's a great guy. I said, I know he's a great guy. No question about it. But now this is cheating, affairs of the heart. This woman has been ducking him for 2 weeks. So things finally settled down, and he was really steaming. And I said, yo, my man, I said, you know you're good here. Everything is cool. Do you want to step out on your own accord to get you some breath? It's, because I can see you getting upset. And then he was like, no, man, I just want to be left alone. I said, okay, I'll leave it alone. They said you're good here. You can rock. So whatever happened, she left out of the bar. He went and followed her. Good people, that was the last time I saw him alive again. They went to another bar. He tracked down the dude who did it. The dude had 2 of his buddies with him. They killed him, brother. They beat him with every object that the bar had to offer. And it was gruesome. And the way they did it to him, I will have to talk with you brothers offline about it. After the pot, it was grisly. It was nasty. They caught one of them, and of course the other 2 started ratting on each other because they're trying to get the least amount of time, but it ain't happening. You killed a man. You killed a man. You was dealing with his woman, and of course, look for the ratchet female in the neighborhood. She is usually the epicenter of the hurricane, of this storm, of this tornado. She, of course, is living all well and fine with the children, unscathed. husband who she cheated on is dead, and the dude who she had her relationship with is in jail doing a very long stretch.
And
He's
now
doing
she
a
got
federal
another.
time.
Now she got some other dude.
Oh, I bet you she does.
And he's none the wiser.
Oh, definitely none the wiser. And I can't confirm it because I've never seen her after that night when both of them left the bar. And the dude was an excellent dude. We're gonna talk in depth about it offline, but it was really sad because when I tell you this dude was that dude, he was that dude. This is why you gotta know who it is you're hanging around, people. And you can't go to a place, especially when I was working at this particular hood spot. There was good friends there of interest, but ultimately I was the single guy at the door IDing all the people. I was only one man. Like anything else, you hit a rough spot in your life, you need to do some stuff, and the stuff wasn't illegal, but you putting yourself at risk. And it's a hood spot. You don't work hood spots. You got to work upscale spots, nice spots, good bars in good parts of the city. I'm sorry. And that's not going to guarantee that there's going to be no fights. But what it will guarantee is that you at least will have a security team. And if your team is very sharp and you guys all work together along with your female staff security, there's nothing you cannot overcome. We have done something phenomenal things. We worked at Spa, we worked over at Life. When I worked at all these other great spots, the security team was second to none. We could evacuate people, pick them up, get them dragged up, grab an arm, hand, foot, whatever, and they were out the door. And it was great. And since a lot of these club owners, they knew people, it just so happened whenever we threw these people out, we had good old law enforcement people that were out there like, hey, buddy, come on over here. Hey, of course, they caught them. Some of these guys even had warrants. And we're like, damn, you a bold dude. You came up in a high-end spot. You were dressed well. You got money, but you had a warrant. So they got dragged away. And, hey, everybody, it's a big win-win. Yes. Yes. Like I said, man, we are not against law enforcement. We are pro-law enforcement.
Damn right.
The things that are out here, though, when you have people who are not acting like law enforcement, who even just because they want to dominate you, they are not cops. They're not law enforcement. They're a fraud with a badge, and these people need to be thrown out of all of their butts. Law enforcement doesn't need the bad image, and neither do the people who they're patrolling who they wish to harm. We don't need it. Nobody needs it. It puts a bad taste in everybody's mouth. So that's all I wanted to say.
I like that.
Yes. Yes. They're frauds with a badge. They're not real law enforcement. Okay? They're not real. They're not the true blue that's really holding it down. But the company that I'm here on this time with, I can tell, true blue all the way, man. No cowardly stuff. No weird stuff, man. Just damn.
Straight laws by the book.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so that's all my take on that. And anything else, beat businesses or Mr. Suave?
I wonder what the great people of Marvel Studios say about this.
I'm gonna tell you.
I wonder what Daredevil, Luke Cage, or Iron Fist, or Sarah Jones, Jessica Jones would have done.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, Jessica Jones, the actress they got, she fine as hell, no question. But I'm gonna tell you, brother, forget NyQuil to help you catch your Z's. Just watch a couple of more episodes, you'll be all right. The only one who's
Wow.
the Hell's Kitchen. That's my man, Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew.
Matt Murdock, yes sir. With my vote, I'm gonna do Matt Murdock and Mr. Luke Cage.
I will not say anything further. I can't wait for that. Know what I'm saying? See my man flexing from that from the African motherland, doing his thing.
Black Panther. The spirit of Ogun. Ogun. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Spirit of Ogun.
But I will say, just to add to Buddha, what Sensei Buddha was saying, maybe you want to, if you're all hanging out in these ratchet spots, maybe you want to listen to what we're talking about. We do have some age, experience, and knowledge of me going out, Buddha work in the spots, and work in the hood spots and more upscale spots. It just enhances your chances of no drama. And that's what we're trying to get you guys. Get you guys out, have a good time, and get home safe.
Yes.
Well said. Well said.
Very
And
well
on that
said.
note, big physicist, are you going to say something or are you going to take us out graciously? What you doing?
I think you guys summed it up nicely. I think I can wrap it up right now by saying that we have an email address, so get in touch with us at thehindesite@gmail.com. That's THEHYNDESITE@gmail.com. Thoughts, opinions, trolling, send it all there. We may get back to you. We may address it. Who knows?
That's for the trolls. Instagram soon to come, all that other good stuff. We building. We building little by little.
Yes, sir.
Undeniable.
Okay. All right. Well, take care, folks, and until next time.
Peace.